you were talking about how you think the biggest bang for your buck is the late model. So how come you haven't? How come you didn't decide? Let's go late model racing instead of.
Well, honestly, at this point of my career, I'm established, right? I'm on my way out. I got, my kid's getting to be, well, he's 10 and maybe 3 more years he's in it. I'm out of it. That's it. Before the late models really took off, I mean, they were a great deal, but again, at that point when we're in late models, that cars were taking off, and then we were having kids, so it never really worked.
Yeah, right.
Maybe that's an excuse, maybe not, but also the division's great, right? So, and it only got really expensive the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
that's when it got really expensive. So, the bodies, I don't know. The bodies, I don't know if the bodies make a difference at the bowl. I don't know. I don't know. So, because everybody's got them, except for a couple guys. And the guys that don't have them are actually running really good. So, does it make a difference?
Yeah, that's interesting. I never thought of it that way, right? Like, no disrespect to the late model guys. But I can totally see you saying, nah, this division's more fun to compete in.
Why do you think I pit down in the dirt pits?
Yeah. Pitting in the other side's terrible.
It always felt like I was coming back home.
Yeah,
right. When I ran my mod down there, it was fun. I met some people. I had fun. We were competitive. Soon as we went back to trucks racing, I was excited to get back down to the dirt pits.
Isn't it amazing how there's two completely different vibes at the same track?
It definitely is, right?
There's a different club down our end. Down our end, it's a club down there. It's,
for sure.
We all grew up together, and we all raced together.
It really is like a big family, man.
Yeah.
I love walking up and down there talking to everybody.
And now with the SK lights, it's really like the South pits or the mod pits. You'll have your stragglers like Macrino likes to pit down there with a streeter, and like when Keith Scally is there, there'll be a couple of late model guys, but for the most part, it's just SKs and SK lights.
Right.
Yeah, it's the open wheel, and then it's the fendered
and Palmer's the same kind of guy.
Yeah,
he
kind of started the.
He's a fun guy. He wants to hang out, have fun. He wants to bull after the races. He's not doing that down there with those guys.
No. Yeah,
he knows that.
No. Yeah, you walk up to the fence, you watch the racing.
Oh,
everybody's there.
I love it.
The kids are there. It's just a different environment.
And you're close to the ice cream shack.
Correct.
And the pisser. Yeah.
So I don't know if these guys know this, but I know this. But talk about your. What made me think of this was, didn't CJ run the 12 car at the bowl the last race or something? Did I see that?
Canfield ran the 52.
Yeah.
Yes.
The one that you raced at Thompson.
Yes.
He ran that at the bowl, the last streeter race?
The last race, and then Brian Norman had it qualified for the week before. He was going to run it. So just trying to get the car down there more and kind of work some bugs out they've been having up at Thompson. So that's kind of our deal right there.
Yeah.
And Canfield will be back in it this week. And then we got couple pretty big surprises towards the end of the year about people driving. Yeah.
So
cool.
Tell these.
You're putting Sean in it? I mean, this would shock the world after all the battles, dude.
Sean did let me drive the swag and wagon at practice on a Friday.
Yeah, he'd be like, really? Sean Monahan is driving the 52.
I drove that thing.
Did it feel like it had a little extra horsepower or something like that?
No, I couldn't drive that thing. It was so tight. I almost knocked down the wall. and I'm getting in the car, and Bruce is there. He's like, I'm not even helping you put the window net up. You're on your own.
Yeah.
So I drove it, and that thing wouldn't, how he drives a race car, man, it's pretty amazing.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't drive
I
it.
got in it, and I drove it. He's like, dude, what's wrong? I'm like, Sean.
Yeah, I feel like the left front, the sway bars ripped the left front right off the ground.
So tell these guys, because I don't think they know, the connection that you and CJ have. Like, your families have been connected for decades, right?
Yeah, so when we moved to New Haven, where my parents did, Canfield's father has always lived on the street that we moved to. And my grandfather raced down at Savin Rock and the Danbury and all that, so we were into racing. And my father noticed that he had a race car, so he kind of hooked up with him, and he crew chiefed his car back in the 80s and early 90s.
Who's that, Crazy Charlie's?
Crazy Charlie. Yeah, so those two guys are, pretty wild back in the day, and I mean, there must have been something to see.
Is that why you're the 52?
Yeah.
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 Wow. Yeah, if you go,
you should come out with the checkered flags on the side of it.
I know, the old school red and blue. With the
you should do a total throwback, Crazy Charlie car, but just with a modern twist.
Right.
It'd be so dope.
Yes, it would. So they were crewing together, and then we became more than friends, family. And then Canfield we were racing, and then Canfield started getting involved, and just helping out. And
He's almost like you now. I feel like he's kind of taken over for Cassidy in terms of like the elder statesman of the mini stocks.
Yes.
You know, he's been there forever. He's won a ton of titles, a ton of races, and he just keeps getting after it. Every year, it's like you can count on, just like every year you can count on Stone to be out there in the streeters, win a couple races. I feel like that with CJ now. Every year, Canfield's going to go out there and win a couple
Can I tell you
races.
something that's a little disappointing to me, though?
Yeah.
He left his car like last year. Didn't put a body on it. Didn't do anything. It was slightly disappointing.
I can see that from your
right.
point
I'm
of view.
like,
You
why?
want to see
He
something
is
new?
the elderland. He is the one that he represents that division.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
We have discussions about a lot of things.
You cannot do that.
We focus on other things this year.
I understand. Take a long weekend to put the body on it. Long weekend, right? I don't care if everything underneath is the same. Put the body on it. Let's slap some crazy numbers on it. I don't know, that's just my thought.
Understood.
So one more. I'm just looking at these. This
Daughter's car looks sweet though.
Yeah,
it
nice
does.
job.
Woo!
She's come a long way though.
And I'm a
She's
fan
good.
of hers.
Oh,
Yeah.
she gets after it.
I told her one night. I didn't realize this. I don't mean to get off on the tangent, but I went up to her because Emma is a diehard.
Yeah.
Emma's like, Dad, check her out. She's wheeling. So now I'm like, I gotta watch her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she really is driving hard. And those cars
You
are
have
not easy to drive.
No.
No, she's been feeling it too.
Dude.
Because opening day,
I
she
gotta-
came up to me and she was like, "You're gonna want to put a
She's
camera
been
in my
doing
car this
great.
year."
I'm
Yeah.
very happy for her.
Yeah.
And I went up to her one week, and never met her. I don't know her. And I just said, hey, listen, kid, you're doing a great job. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're getting better and better. Then Charles comes up to me 2 weeks later. He's like, dude, you don't know how much that meant to my daughter.
Yeah.
And I was just doing it because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of hers, and I'm a girl fan, obviously, because of Emma. But she's really putting it all out there. You could tell she's trying.
Isn't that a great feeling too? Like I remember when Mason first started hanging out with us, and we let him do something. I forget. And to me, it was just like whatever. He's just a kid at the races, right? And Tommy sent me a text. He's like,
You have no idea.
No idea
Right.
how much you mean to Mason, and the things that you say to him, and that you let him spend time with your crew and all that stuff. And that's a super cool feeling when it comes back to you. That
right.
Yeah, your
I was
words
like
had an
taken
impact.
back slightly because I'm just to me, and I don't think I'm anything. I've been going to the Speedbowl my whole life, like you.
Yeah.
I love the place.
Yeah.
And people deserve to get recognized.
Right.
Right. Because you don't know. You don't know what people are going through at home outside of. And I said this to Fro earlier. All it takes is a smile and to say something nice to somebody, right? You don't know what kind of difference that makes in somebody's life.
Right.
Like it did to Erica.
Yes.
And I was just saying, keep it up. Good job. So anyways, I'm off on a tangent there, but you're on the Canfield. Tell him to put a body on the damn thing. His daughter's car looks far better than his.
We're gonna put a body on it this week.
Are you?
But the family. Here's the other thing, right? The family's in the pits now. So
Right.
how cool is that?
Yeah, right.
Back in the day, we weren't allowed to go into pits.
Right.
So,
I do love it.
Yeah.
I do love it.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
pretty awesome.
I hate that I got to pay full price for my 6-year-old.
Oh, whatever. As they're running around watching, playing whatever.
Right.
My daughter comes up, she watches the last 2 laps, and that's it.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
it just, it's just a different experience now, and not to mean it's any worse or better, but
Yeah.
it's just different.